Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome you today to the Multimedia Design and Development and Computer Information Systems Senior Project Presentations. We have two groups for you. We have our first group, Team Whatever We Want, showcasing their Dr. Prep mobile application. And then after them we have Noir Studios showing off their Ghost Rescuers animation and marketing and advertising campaign that goes along with it. Well, I don't want to cut into their time anymore, so here is Team Whatever We Want.
Welcome everyone. My name is Anthony Rush. I will be your first presenter of the evening. I was the project lead for the phase 2, the development phase, where I was the lead Java programmer for the app itself. I dealt with design and implementation of the needed materials throughout the application, inputting the slides and various pieces of the app itself. I established the workload among each of the group members here, made sure we met our Gantt chart guidelines, and basically kept our time frames to the times that we needed throughout the project. That way we stuck to our game plan and followed the Gantt chart through. Basically, I also set up and hosted the meetings, made sure that everyone that had the information that they needed to get the project completed. Pass off to Scott.
Hi, my name is Scott Trim. I'm one of the app programmers. I also did a lot of the documentation, and I also did a lot of the design and some of the graphics you'll see within the application.
Hello, my name is Zachary Leitner, and I was the project lead for phase 1. I established the workload among the team in the first phase, as well as set up and hosted the team meetings within that phase. This phase involved the project documentation, which I monitored as well, and I was the lead web developer and code designer for the website.
Hi, I'm Kyle Burke. I did part of the web development, and I also helped with project documentation, and then I was the main graphic designer for the website. I'm going to pass over to Anthony. He's going to talk a little bit about the project.
Basically, our group was a merger between two different degree programs. We have the MDD students, which were the web development and design, and we have the CIS students that were dealing with computer information systems. The computer information systems dealt mainly, well, my degree program was securities and information systems security. Scott did the Flex program, which handled securities among other Flex program classes that he decided to do. Basically, we needed to decide on a program or a project that fit both degree programs. So in order to do so, we dealt with the security side of disaster recovery and incident response, along with the mobile application blended with the website development. So we felt that Dr. Prep, or a disaster resource preparation type app environment, was going to be the best. So we dealt along lines of disasters, personal disasters, natural emergencies, and structural emergencies. So with that information, we decided to stick with a native content or a native app. Basically what that is where you have the application solely on the device itself. So that way the user did not have to go off to the internet to pull the information. Everything was localized within the confines of your phone, tablet, or PC.
Okay, so for the communication and planning phase, we met on campus during our normal time for the class. We also use join.me, which is an online website and an application that allows you to share your screen, do audio or video conferencing, share files, and we did that during the week when we didn't have class to collaborate and further work on our project. We did a lot of documentation during the first 8 weeks of the class. This included the project proposal, team charter, style guide, and needs assessment. And we set up project management through Trello, which is kind of a social kind of website, but it allows you to set up like a to-do list and different things that you can post so that we can all keep track of what we're doing throughout the project. And for the change management, we use Google Drive and GitHub. And Google Drive is kind of like Dropbox, where you can share files, so you can link them up so we are all sharing files. And GitHub is for the coding of the application and for the website that allows us to track different changes and updates that we've made to the application. So for the app design and development, we did a lot of planning. We tested many different IDEs, that's integrated development environment, and those are the applications you use to actually create the program or website that we were trying to build. Android Studio is made from Google. It's still kind of in beta. They just released it. We did evaluate it, but found it was still kind of buggy. It did have nice features, but it just wasn't going to work for what we were trying to do. Eclipse is one of the more popular ones that's used for Java programming. Titanium Studio is another popular option for specifically Android programming. We did test some projects in that, but again found it just wasn't what we were looking for. And you can read the rest that we also just kind of played with, because we wanted to evaluate all of our options. We looked at many different open source projects to get an idea of how other projects are made, and how they work, look at the code, so we could establish kind of a starting point for our own application. But we found that many of them some of them didn't even run, a lot of them had errors, they were buggy, so we actually decided just to start from scratch and create our own. So for the developing phase, we chose Eclipse as our IDE, and we used documentation provided by Google to set up the basics of the application. You'll see the navigation drawer on the side, things like that. We use documentation from Google to get the framework of the application, and then we did the rest of the coding to add our content in. We use GitHub to track the changes in our code, which is very helpful, so multiple people could be working on the application at once. And then if we made a change and decide, maybe we screwed something up, it allowed us to go back in time and see previous versions of the file, so that we could recover our work if we messed anything up. For the workload of Anthony and I, we worked directly in the Eclipse environment. We did all the research for the coding aspect of the application, and we implemented the open source navigation, which I spoke about, that was provided by Google. We did all the coding and debugging, and now I'll pass it over to Kyle to talk about the website.
Okay, for the website design phase, we went through a couple components that created the final product of our website. We have a style guide, which is basically where we set what our colors are, fonts, how links are going to look, and everything of that. Concept designs are basically just getting down sketches to getting ideas out there, what you want the site or application to look like. And then we have mock-ups, which are what the final product is going to look like, and then all we have to do is just code it. And then we have logos, graphic design, of just all the assets that go within the site. And also we have, using that, we have CSS, we have implementation of plugins, which are basically a functionality of a website. And we use templates to help just make the website easier to code, so we can just add all the content we want without messing anything else with the pages. And also it helped the support for the development. This is an image of what a previous concept design was. First, we were going to actually have the site kind of have the same concept of what the app was, but then we changed direction, and we had what we want more simple design. We wanted to keep it modern, and we wanted to just support the application. And for the style guide, we just had, this is a previous style guide. We have dark colors, we have white font, just to kind of keep it simple. But this is the final product of our design. It was a lot simpler colors, it was easy to the eye. And for here we have some graphic design. The one on the left is a first idea of what the logo is going to be. I wanted to have him kind of running, helping him to help prep the people for the disaster. And the right one is the final product. That is, this is the final on the right is because it's an Android app, and we wanted to keep it with the theme. This is a mock-up of what the homepage was going to look like, and that's kind of what our simple design was, our modern design. And the final one here is what actually the homepage will look like. Now I'm going to pass it off to Zach for the development phase of the website.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Zach Linder, and I was the lead developer programmer for the website. And I'll go over some of the development parts of the site, the programs that we use for it, and as well and how we used it. The two programs that we use for the development and programming of the website was Adobe Dreamweaver as well as Notepad++. For Adobe Dreamweaver, we utilize its content management system in developing templates, so we're able to update each page without being intrusive on the pages. You updated the template, and all the pages would update all at once. For Notepad++, we use that for plugin manipulation as well as for scripting and direct programming, and then we're able to carry that over into our website and implement it on the website. Some of the programs that we use for the design aspect of our website were Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop. We used Illustrator to develop the vector graphics, such as the logo and the mobile development mobile application banner, as you saw on the previous slide. Photoshop was used to manipulate the images that you'll see in the website slider to give you the overlay, the text over it, as well as to size it up to make it proportionate for the different screen sizes and resolutions that our unknown audience will be viewing it on. And we also established a workload between the web development team, which consisted of Kyle and I. And Kyle worked on the content layout of the website, as well as set up the framework. He also designed the web pages and created designed web pages as well, and I created the templates of the website, as I said, in Dreamweaver, and as well as coded the functionality behind the website, manipulated the plugins, as well as developed the initial pages, and I also troubleshooted the site. I also was part of the web hosting that our website is currently on. I used my own personal website, web hosting. It was approximately costed about $78 in total for between the web hosting itself and purchasing the domain. I also purchased the images that you'll see on the website for the slider, which costed about $20 overall for all the images that we used for the website. And now I'll introduce Anthony here for the successes.
Logan, basically one of the greatest successes that we had in our group was the fact that we were able to accomplish the coding from ground up of an Android app and get it working so that the navigation was functional. Everything that we set out to do for the application to accomplish has been successfully done through our senior project, along with making sure that the application and the mobile website function as one entity, and the mobile website was a support function of the app itself. I know for myself, I learned an extremely large amount about Java programming due to the fact that Android development is close to the overall Java programming, but it's a learning curve among itself. I also dealt with XML and developing that within the Android app because I had never done programming itself. I know our group has basically accomplished a very large feat in a small amount of time, and I know that there is a lot that we all have learned. We've had our trials and tribulations throughout, but I think overall, just the fact that we have managed to make sure that the application and the website have been functioning, I think that's a good accomplishment and a success.
So for some of the failures, the website had a rough start. There were a lot of, you can see an example there of how the layout and things weren't working properly with between different browsers. There's some time management issues for both the website and the application. And then the Android application itself also had a lot of rough starts, just trying to get the basics, the framework and the navigation throughout the app to just actually properly work and not crash. And then once we got everything kind of working, it was easy to go from there and add in the content and information. Kyle?
And now we're going to show you guys what the website is.
So this is the website that we have developed for the web application and in support. It's just so it's a supporting website for the web mobile application. So you can see here on the home page we have our logo, which also links to the home page of the website. And this is a sliding an image slider, and it will take time, so you're able to read all the content on there. And it just gives a little bit of tips and information about the disaster that you'll see within the image and kind of what it's describing. We have a footer, a Chrome navigation footer, so you can kind of navigate to a little bit of the important parts of it. We got the about, so it'll describe about us, the Twitter, Facebook, social media aspects, so you can contact us through that. As well, if you click your disclosure, which pops up in an overlay, so you can focus on a disclosure, and then once you're in the actual disclosure itself, you can scroll to see the rest of the content. Slide up. No. So when it sizes up, you'll be able to scroll, be able to see all the content. So you click the menu comes out. You'll be able to go to your home, mobile application, about us, contact us for, and also for you to ask questions. We'll go to the mobile application. Now it comes to this page, which gives you their mobile application banner. It has the icons, kind of a simple description of what our application means. The Google Store plus your phone equals our app, and that's how you work it. And this button here does exactly as it says. You can get the app there. So if you go to your mobile on your mobile device, navigate to this website, this web page, click the button, you'll be able to install our application right from your phone currently. So we'll go back to the menu. We'll navigate to the About Us page. Gives us a little description, gives you guys a little description about the project itself, with Dr. Prep, as well as us, the people who worked on it, and the developers and the designers. Go back to navigation, show you to contact us. Something a little bit more formal and something that you guys would be used to. A simple contact us form. Put your full name, your email, which does work and does filter out through your email, so you must use it, of course. And it kind of filters out any bots or anybody kind of trying to spam our inbox. You leave a comment, set up your form, and also reset it at the end of the day. You go back to the menu, show you our form. This was a new technology that we found that we thought was really cool. It's a form, jQuery developed-based form, and it was really neat because you get all the aspects of a traditional form, but in a little bit different design. It's right on your website, you host it right to it, and you're able to comment on the different topics. So you can click feedback, and you're able to see that people can post and reply. Website's looking great, nice job, and you're able to apply in there. So if you click reply, you'll be able to log in and reply if you're not logged in. And it's real simple. You can create your own new account either through Facebook or set it up through creating a brand new account. Go back to the navigation. Go to frequent asked questions. This page just gives a general questions, simple questions. If you're not sure how to use the app, this would be the page that you can go to in order to how to navigate through it, how to use it. Maybe through the app you'll see there's a development disaster kit where to find these resources, and just simple questions that maybe you already have, but instead of contacting us, just come to this page and be able to answer to you right there. And that is our website.
So next we're going to demo the application itself. Scott will be presenting, going over the aspects of the application. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay, so he's going to launch the application here. So there's just a splash screen with our logo. And the first time you launch the application, and only the first time you launch it after installing it, you're going to be presented with the terms of service. You can scroll through the text there. And if you push cancel, you'll see that it exits the application, because if you don't agree to the terms of service, you can't use the application. So it automatically quits. We'll launch it again and push OK this time to actually use it. And this is the home screen of the application. You can see the title, the logo, some basic directions for new users on how to navigate throughout the app. And also the disaster resource kit, which if you click this icon, this gives just a quick, very basic idea of things you should have in case of an emergency. We felt it was very important to put on the home page, so if you're in a hurry or something, you can just push that and get a quick idea of some things you should have to be prepared for emergency. There's also a picture there. And to go back, you push the back button as he just demonstrated. To get to the main menu with all the other content, you can either push the top left where that icon is, or you can actually slide out from the side of the screen to bring out the menu like that. If you want to go to the natural disasters, you can see an example of one of the pages. Some of the icons here, you can just click on any of them and you'll see it has the picture, some content related to earthquake or whatever topic you choose to learn more about. When you're done, you push back. You can slide the menu out. These two pages are pretty much the same as the natural disasters, just different information, obviously. About us, if you click that, you'll see pretty much the same information that's on the website. Gives you an idea of the programmers and the people behind the application that made this all possible. If you slide out again, the Contact Us section. These are actually all buttons. So for example, if you click on the Facebook button, it will change to your mobile web browser and load our Facebook page. So as you can see, there's our Facebook page that loaded from there.
Close and personal.
Yeah, and if you push back, that will take you back to the application. Come on.
Hit back too many times.
There we go. So we go back to the Contact Us. The Twitter basically does the same thing, but the email is a little bit different. When you push the email icon, it will ask you to choose your preferred mail program because you could have more than one. So go ahead and click, he's going to use Gmail, and it's automatically going to compose a new email message from his email address to our email addresses, the developers. It automatically puts in the subject and fills in, please type your comments or questions below. And then if you have, that's where the user could put in their feedback, send it, and it comes directly to us as an email. The last section, Help. This just gives another overview of how to navigate, how to use the menu, how to open up different screens, how to go back, etc. And that concludes the demonstration of our mobile app.
So we have a link directly to the website along with a QR code. So those of you that would like to download the app, you have the ability to do a direct download. That will link directly to our website where you can have the app downloaded directly to your phone. You must have third-party software enabled on your phone in order to install the application. Future implementation, basically what we were planning on doing for the application, and there is the potential to put it on the Android market. We feel that maybe having a beginning tutorial within the application so that those individuals that want to learn a little bit more about the app, how to navigate through there, they have that tutorial. Most of the software out there today usually has a tutorial built into the help section. So if we decided we could potentially put that in. I myself, and I believe Scott, also wanted to try and implement the navigation on each page. So that way, instead of having the forefront come out for the application information, it would just be more fluid. Maybe more content. Pass off to Zach.
Yeah, we just, for the website, we wanted to go more into the, since it is a mobile application, we did want it to be a little bit more mobile friendly. So you're able to access the website currently on your mobile phone or mobile device, though we wanted to make it mobile specific and create a whole nother website for it, so it complies to all universal mobile devices and won't have any issues with the sizing or any, make sure it's fluid, working on all devices and not being targeted on one specific.
So that concludes our presentation. Now we'll take any questions from the audience if you have any.
In your application, I noticed when you went to the email, it put in the true field, it put to Dr. Prep, but it also put the email of the person who was sending the email. Was that so you have?
No, what that actually was is within the code, you have the ability to set the individuals that you want to receive the email. Within that, we have 3 actual emails set. So we have the Dr. Prep email that we set up for the account, for the application and the website. And then also there's my email and Scott's email, being that we were the main coders. So that way, if we don't get to the Dr. Prep email, it will also send us a copy. So you can set a limited number of receivers. It just so happens that because it was coming from my email, it looked like it was filling both fields.
All right.
Any other questions?
How much does the app cost, if any?
Right now, it's free. We have not decided on any monetary value of the app. We haven't come to any agreement on if we wanted to put it on the App Store or if we want to just distribute it out freely, but as of this moment, it is free.
I know you said it works on Android.
Yes.
Would it work on an iPhone also?
No. When dealing with iOS and Android development is open source. So we were able to download the SDKs or the Android environment to do the programming and the manipulation. However, for iOS, you have to go through a process and be pre-approved through Apple in order to even download their development toolkit. We did not want to go through that. I'm not familiar with the situation on how to obtain that, but we felt that using an open source software was going to be easier because we could manipulate it the way we wanted it, and we weren't limited by any terms of Apple and had to fulfill their prerequisites.
And how much time would it require to do that so that it's applicable
Honestly,
to all
I
platforms?
can't answer that. I have never applied for the iOS development. I could probably find that out, but as of this moment, I do not know how long it would take. Any other questions? Any questions for the website developers? If that is all, we'll conclude our presentation. Thank you for coming.